Most people live inside an invisible cage. They work harder every year, yet their position never changes. They are needed only until something cheaper, faster, or more obedient appears. This is not bad luck. This is structural weakness. Machiavelli saw it clearly. Power never protects the loyal, the kind, or the busy. Power protects the irreplaceable. The transformation promised here is severe but liberating, moving from being useful to being dangerously valuable, where removal becomes costly and disregard becomes impossible. Ruthless 1. The first way is engineered scarcity of access. Machiavelli wrote that familiarity breeds contempt, not loyalty. When people can reach you easily, they value you lightly. Dangerous value begins when access becomes conditional, not emotional. You do not announce availability. You do not explain absence. Robert Greene echoed this in observing that those who are constantly present lose psychological weight. Scarcity sharpens attention. When your presence becomes rare, others adjust their behavior before engaging you. Sun Tzu understood that forces stretched too thin collapse. By limiting access to your time, insight, and energy, you consolidate strength where it matters. This is not withdrawal. This is controlled exposure. You appear where outcomes are shaped and vanish where noise dominates. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am not easily accessible. Ruthless 2. The second way is developing asymmetric usefulness. Machiavelli advised princes to rely on individuals whose value could not be casually substituted. Dangerous value is not about knowing many things. It is about knowing one thing deeply enough that failure follows your absence. Asymmetric usefulness means mastering skills that stabilize chaos, reduce uncertainty, or protect outcomes under pressure. These are not glamorous skills. They are quiet, technical, and rare. Robert Greene wrote that leverage comes from uniqueness. When your contribution cannot be replicated quickly, negotiation power shifts silently in your favor. Sun Tzu emphasized occupying terrain the enemy cannot easily reach. Rare competence places you on such terrain. People stop questioning those they can. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My value is difficult to replace. Ruthless 3. The third way is emotional non-reactivity. Machiavelli understood that emotional exposure invites control. Those who react publicly reveal leverage points. Dangerous value requires emotional opacity. Do not rush to clarify. You do not rush to defend. You do not rush to respond. Robert Greene observed that composure under pressure creates the illusion of authority, even before authority exists. Calm behavior signals in. Sun Tzu taught that clarity survives where emotion collapses. Emotional restraint preserves perception when others lose it. When others escalate, you decelerate. This alone separates you from the majority. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I remain unreadable. Ruthless 4. The fourth way is selective contribution. Machiavelli warned that those who give freely are used freely. Dangerous value is created by contribution that is deliberate, timed, and limited. You do not solve every problem, you solve decisive ones. Robert Greene noted that people value what they wait for more than what is instantly delivered. Strategic delay increased. Sun Tzu emphasized concentration of force. Scattered effort weakens impact. Focused contribution reshapes outcomes. When your involvement consistently changes results, absence. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My contribution changes outcomes. Ruthless 5. The fifth way is refusal of unnecessary explanation. Explanation lowers position. Machiavelli understood that those who explain their decisions surrender authority to judgment. You state outcomes, not reasoning. You enforce decision. Robert Greene wrote that mystery preserves dominance. The more others understand your thinking, the more they attempt to influence it. Sun Tzu taught that concealed strategy protects advantage. Explanation exposes structure. Silence is not weakness. It is informational control. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I do not over-explain. This is the foundation. Scarcity, asymmetry, composure, selectivity, and silence begin the transformation. Dangerous value does not shout. It accumulates quietly, reshaping how others behave long before they realize why. The next part moves deeper: how to defend this value from exploitation, manipulation, and slow erosion once attention turns toward you. When value increases, pressure follows, requests grow heavier, expectations tighten. Subtle attempts to claim ownership over your time and output begin. Machiavelli warned that those who become useful without becoming guarded are slowly consumed by their own importance. Dangerous value must be protected with the same precision used to create it. Ruthless 6. The sixth way is boundary enforcement without emotional leakage. Boundaries lose strength when they are explained emotionally. Machiavelli understood that firmness without drama communicates finality. You do not argue limits. You do not justify refusals. Robert Greene wrote that people probe for weakness where emotion appears. When refusal is calm and brief, probing stops. Sun Tzu emphasized holding ground rather than chasing attackers. A clear boundary eliminates pursuit. Each enforced boundary conditions others to approach you with intention, not entitlement. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: my limits are not negotiable. Ruthless 7. The seventh way is strategic unpredictability. Predictability invites control. Machiavelli observed that patterns allow others to plan around you. Dangerous value disrupts expectation. You vary response time, vary engagements, you avoid becoming. Robert Greene noted that unpredictability forces caution. When others cannot forecast your reaction, they reduce pressure. Sun Tzu taught that variation confuses opposition and protects position. Uncertainty is a shield. This is not chaos. It is controlled irregularity. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I am not predictable. Ruthless 8. The eighth way is information dominance. Machiavelli believed that knowledge imbalance creates hierarchy. Those who reveal less retain leverage. You listen more than you disclose. You observe before you speak. Robert Greene wrote that information is power only when withheld. Excessive transparency dissolves advantage. Sun Tzu emphasized deception as a form of protection, not dishonesty but concealment of intent. You decide what is known, when it is known, and by whom. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I control what is known. Ruthless 9. The ninth way is emotional detachment from outcomes. Dangerously valuable individuals do not cling to approval or immediate reward. Machiavelli understood that attachment weakens negotiation. You care about results, not recognition. You move forward regardless of applause. Robert Greene observed that detachment increases leverage. Those who need less can demand more. Sun Tzu taught that freedom from emotional dependence sharpens judgment. This detachment signals self-sufficiency, and self-sufficiency attracts respect. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I am not approval-driven. Ruthless 10. The 10th way is refusal to be rushed. Urgency is often artificial. Machiavelli warned that haste benefits those imposing it. Dangerous value slows the pace. You evaluate deliberate, you respond when ready. Robert Greene wrote that controlling tempo controls interaction. Slowness frustrates manipulation. Sun Tzu emphasized patience as strategic advantage. Time reveals intent. When you refuse to rush, others adapt to your pace. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I set the pace. This phase solidifies leverage, boundaries harden, patterns blur, information tightens, emotional hooks dissolve. Value is no longer exposed. It is armored. The next part completes the story. How dangerously valuable individuals shape systems around themselves so that removal becomes costly and pressure loses effectiveness. At this stage, dangerous value is no longer accidental. It is structural. You are not simply skilled or useful. You are the axis around which outcomes pivot. Machiavelli observed that those who combine rarity, control, and composure cannot be ignored. Their absence is felt before it is noticed, and their presence shifts entire dynamics silently. This is the essence of being dangerously valuable, to create necessity without servitude. Ruthless 11, the 11th way, is systemic leverage. Machiavelli taught that power lies not in effort, but in positioning. You do not only deliver value, you structure systems so that your input becomes central. Processes, projects, and networks bend around your influence. Robert Greene noted that when influence is embedded in structure, removal becomes costly. Dependency is created subtly, without coercion. Sun Tzu emphasized preparation as decisive action. If systems are aligned to your unique abilities, disruption by others is minimized. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I'm the center of influence. Ruthless 12, the 12th way, is strategic alliances. Dangerous value thrives in isolation only temporarily. Machiavelli recognized that alliances amplify power, but not all connections are equal. Strategic allies protect your position without overstepping, enhance your visibility without claiming it, and expand leverage without dilution. Robert Greene wrote that relationships are tools when cultivated carefully. Each ally should increase your reach and buffer exposure. Sun Tzu emphasized collaboration in strength, not weakness. True alliances prevent competition and reinforce security. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: my allies enhance my power. Ruthless 13, the 13th way, is perceptual dominance. Machiavelli understood that perception often outweighs reality in influence. Dangerous value depends not on ego, but on how others perceive indispensability. Narrative subtly. You demonstrate impact, you never overstate. Robert Greene noted that authority and respect often arise from controlled visibility. Those who overexpose risk erosion of mystique. Sun Tzu taught that the visible calm hides the preparation beneath. Perception stabilizes dominance without confrontation. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I am valued beyond measure. Ruthless 14, the 14th way, is invisible accountability. Dangerously valuable individuals shape outcomes without overt supervision. Machiavelli wrote that those who appear ungoverned inspire confidence and deter manipulation. You deliver consistently without drawing attention to effort. You let results speak, not justify. Robert Greene observed that when accountability is embedded in action, respect is automatic. People follow because results dictate it, not because it is demanded. Sun Tzu emphasized outcome over ceremony. Authority through action is final. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I let results define me. Ruthless 15, the 15th way, is threat neutralization. Value attracts pressure. Machiavelli noted that danger often precedes opportunity. Anticipation and preemption are necessary. You identify those who may exploit your position. You adjust boundaries, availability, and alliances proactively. Robert Greene wrote that influence is safest when threats are acknowledged and neutralized before they escalate. Sun Tzu taught that preemptive strategy avoids reactive conflict. Neutralization secures leverage. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I eliminate threats silently. Ruthless 16, the 16th way, is continuous self-reinforcement. Machiavelli emphasized that power is maintained, never assumed. Dangerous value grows through constant reinforcement of skill, knowledge, and composure. You refine rare skill, you consolidate, you strengthen emotional. Robert Greene observed that consistent self-improvement compounds influence over time. Stagnation invites replacement. Sun Tzu emphasized constant preparation. Mastery of self underlies mastery over environment. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments: I am relentless in my growth. Ruthless 17. The 17th way is invisibility in necessity. You become so essential that others act cautiously around you, yet your work and impact remain understated. Machiavelli recognized that power concealed is power multiplied. You are always present where it matters. You are rarely noticed until your absence is felt. Robert Greene noted that those who move quietly are rarely targeted yet command the room. Sun Tzu taught that concealment preserves advantage. Silent indispensability is unassailable. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My impact is silent, but unavoidable. Ruthless 18. The 18th way is legacy positioning. Dangerously valuable individuals ensure that their influence outlives immediate involvement. Machiavelli wrote that permanence in effect is the ultimate form of power. You embed systems, relationships, and processes that carry forward your strategic influence. You leave patterns that others depend on long after you disengage. Robert Greene observed that strategic permanence protects relevance. Structures outlast energy. Sun Tzu emphasized that preparation for continuity guarantees strength. Lasting impact prevents obsolescence. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am irreplaceable by design. This is the point where dangerous value ceases to be accidental. It is cultivated, protected, and positioned to endure. The final part will explore ultimate integration, how all 8 ways align to make removal, manipulation, or replacement impossible. At this stage, the dangerously valuable individual becomes untouchable, not through force, but through architecture, systems, perception, and influence structured to ensure that replacement is costly and exploitation impossible. Machiavelli understood that the highest form of power is not dominance over others, but control over the environment itself. Dangerous value is not only created, it is defended, amplified, and perpetuated. Ruthless 19. The 19th way is authority without aggression. Machiavelli taught that power must be recognized, not demanded. You do not assert superiority through words or force. You embody it. Presence, composure, and silent competence communicate authority before anyone challenges it. Robert Greene wrote that subtle authority is more enduring than overt domination. Those who feel compelled to follow without being forced respect it longer. Sun Tzu emphasized that the wise general wins without fighting. Authority established quietly is unassailable. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I command without force. Ruthless 20. The 20th way is consistency of principle. Dangerously valuable individuals are predictable only in principle, unpredictable in action. Machiavelli warned that inconsistency invites exploitation. By holding consistent standards, rules, and values, you become a stable force others must navigate carefully. Robert Greene observed that integrity of principle solidifies reputation. When others trust your stability, influence increases. Sun Tzu taught that steadfast ground strengthens position. Consistent principle deters manipulation. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My principles are unshakable. Ruthless 21. The 21st way is mastery of timing. Machiavelli understood that timing separates success from failure. Dangerous value relies on precise action at decisive moments, not on constant movement. You act when leverage is maxed. You remain still when Robert Greene wrote that mastery over timing ensures that effort yields maximum influence. Misaligned action wastes energy and exposes vulnerability. Sun Tzu emphasized that speed without readiness is failure. Timing amplifies every skill and action. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I act at the decisive moment. Ruthless 22. The 22nd way is imperviousness to opinion. Those who are valuable become targets of judgment. Machiavelli taught that concern for opinion diminishes autonomy. Dangerous value is maintained when external approval does not dictate action. You evaluate yourself by outcomes and principle, not applause. You ignore criticism designed to manipulate or distract. Robert Greene noted that freedom from public opinion creates leverage. Those dependent on validation are controlled. Sun Tzu taught that mental fortitude preserves strategy. Detachment ensures clarity. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am immune to manipulation through opinion. Ruthless 23, the 23rd way, is preemptive influence. Machiavelli observed that proactive positioning protects power. Dangerous value is extended by shaping expectations, behaviors, and decisions before challenges arise. You guide perceptual choices quietly. Robert Greene wrote that those who anticipate and shape others' decisions rarely face resistance. Preemption multiplies authority. Sun Tzu emphasized that preparation prevents crisis. Influence applied early avoids confrontation. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I shape outcomes before they appear. Ruthless 24, the 24th way, is selective exposure. Even valuable individuals must conceal certain capabilities. Machiavelli warned that full disclosure invites exploitation. You reveal only what strength. You hide elements that may be used against you. Robert Greene observed that mystery sustains dominance. What is unseen retains control. Sun Tzu taught that concealment amplifies advantage. Controlled revelation secures leverage. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I reveal only what strengthens me. Ruthless 25, the 25th way, is endurance of influence. Dangerous value is sustained by embedding authority into relationships, processes, and perception. Machiavelli recognized that permanence is the ultimate protection against replacement. You cultivate systems that operate in alignment with your input. You train dependencies that respect boundaries and reward competence. Robert Greene noted that influence anchored in structure outlives attention. Legacy is strategic leverage. Sun Tzu emphasized that fortification ensures longevity. Influence survives when it is reinforced. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My influence is enduring. Ruthless 26, the 26th way, is the invisibility of control. True danger comes quietly. Machiavelli observed that overt power invites challenges. Hidden power enforces compliance effortlessly. You guide outcomes without visibility. You shape systems, timing, and perception while remaining unobtrusive. Robert Greene wrote that invisible control ensures minimal resistance. Covert influence is the most stable form of authority. Sun Tzu taught that mastery lies in directing events without appearing to act. Invisibility is leverage. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I control without being seen. At this point, all 8 ways interlock: scarcity, asymmetric competence, emotional control, selective contribution, information discipline, boundary enforcement, preemptive influence, and invisibility of control. Together, they construct a fortress around your value, ensuring that it cannot be undermined, replaced, or misused. This is the final stage. Dangerous value is no longer accidental, reactive, or temporary. It becomes structural, inevitable, and silent. Those who recognize it adapt around it. Those who challenge it fail. This is the culmination. All previous layers, the creation, protection, amplification, and structural embedding of value, merge into a singular, unstoppable presence. Machiavelli understood that ultimate power is not in display but in architecture, in constructing a system in which removal, manipulation, or replacement is no longer an option. Dangerous value becomes a silent force, reshaping the behavior of all who encounter it, even without conscious awareness. Ruthless 27, the 27th way, is holistic integration of leverage. Every skill, relationship, and piece of information you control now interacts in a network. Each node reinforces another. Machiavelli believed that interwoven influence is nearly untouchable because the cost of disruption becomes unbearable for others. Robert Greene observed that strategic integration transforms isolated advantages into unassailable dominance. The sum becomes greater than the parts. Sun Tzu emphasized coordination of forces. When every element aligns, resistance collapses naturally. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My influence is seamless and total. Ruthless 28, the 28th way, is controlled visibility. You are seen only where it amplifies influence and hidden where exposure could weaken position. Machiavelli warned that visibility without strategic purpose invites attack. Dangerous value is like the shadow, present, influential, but rarely fully perceived. Robert Greene wrote that controlled visibility manipulates perception and preserves authority. The more others depend on subtle cues, the more power you hold. Sun Tzu taught that concealment is as powerful as action. Hidden influence shapes outcomes without confrontation. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am present where it matters, unseen where it does not. Ruthless 29, the 29th way, is anticipation of pressure. As value increases, pressure intensifies. Requests, expectations, and demands grow. Machiavelli recognized that preempting these pressures is critical. Dangerous value anticipates and redirects before leverage is threatened. You predict attempts at you adjust access, timing, and information proactively. Robert Greene noted that those who anticipate and neutralize pressure maintain authority effortlessly. Reactive individuals are vulnerable. Sun Tzu emphasized preparation and foresight. Anticipation protects position before challenges appear. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I anticipate and neutralize pressure. Ruthless 30, the 30th way, is internalization of power. True dangerous value is not dependent on external validation. Machiavelli understood that internalized authority ensures independence. Those who require approval are easily manipulated. Those who rely on self-governance cannot be coerced. You validate through competence. You remain unmoved by judgment, praise, or criticism. Robert Greene wrote that internal authority shields from manipulation, freedom from dependence, amplifies influence. Sun Tzu emphasized self-mastery as the foundation for external mastery. Inner command translates to outer control. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am authority unto myself. Ruthless 31, the 31st way, is networked indispensability. Dangerously valuable individuals ensure that their presence is embedded across multiple nodes of influence. Machiavelli knew that when others rely on your unique position in a network, your removal is disruptive and costly. You connect strategic, you embed influence across systems, processes, and people. Robert Greene observed that interdependent networks extend leverage far beyond direct action. Strategic positioning creates systemic necessity. Sun Tzu taught that overlapping alliances fortify command. Dependency becomes protection. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am essential across every network I touch. Ruthless 32, the 32nd way, is imperviousness to manipulation. Every interaction is a potential vector for influence by others. Machiavelli understood that dangerous value protects itself by remaining unreadable. You reveal nothing, you aren't without emotion. You anticipate and redirect. Robert Greene wrote that those who cannot be influenced retain absolute leverage. Immunity to manipulation is freedom and power. Sun Tzu emphasized that invulnerability precedes victory. Protection of self is the ultimate form of offense. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. I cannot be manipulated. Ruthless 33, the 33rd way, is silent reinforcement. True dangerous value grows quietly. Every interaction, every action, every decision is aligned to reinforce position without announcement. Machiavelli saw that the most secure influence is invisible yet undeniable. Without boasting, you impact without claiming credit. You let results cement authority. Robert Greene observed that silent reinforcement preserves mystique while solidifying control. Those who announce power invite challenge. Those who demonstrate it subtly impose inevitability. Sun Tzu taught that invisible strength is the strongest shield. demonstrated subtly, dominance becomes unquestionable. If this resonates, drop this affirmation in the comments. My strength is silent, unstoppable, and undeniable. At this stage, all 8 ruthless ways, from scarcity to invisibility, from emotional control to networked indispensability, interlock perfectly. The dangerously valuable individual is no longer reactive, no longer replaceable, and no longer controlled by circumstance. Every skill, every relationship, every action, and every restraint is a thread in a web that ensures leverage and ultimate command. This is mastery of personal. The transformation is complete. You have moved from usefulness to necessity, from attention to impervious presence, from reactive effort to structural dominance.